right, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that Genshin Impact is back at it again with another special program. And this time, they're going to be focusing on version 5.5. But as we're all familiar with how Genshin live streams work, there's about 5 or so minutes of actual good content, and honestly, the rest of it is a bunch of unnecessary fluff, bad jokes between all of the different hosts, and a bunch of yap that honestly is just wasting all of our time, if we're watching it. But thankfully, I've got one chatter over here who came prepared, who came ready. We got Miguel giving me some timestamps. I might as well, I might just VIP the guy for doing that. We're gonna go ahead. Why don't we just watch the trailer first, give our take on it, and then get to the important timestamps. All right, so another area that's going to be absolutely cancerous to explore if you do not have Mavuika or you do not have Chaska. Woo! Yes! Yes! Awesome! I'm gonna have a dog shit time unless I pulled Mavuika or Chaska. Hell yeah, dude. Literally unplayable if I don't have them. Awesome. Great. It's already off to an absolute banger of a start. We haven't even gotten 5 seconds into the trailer, and I already feel bad about where the game is going. Great. Okay, so if you have Chaska and you have Mavuika, the characters that can just literally fucking fly, you're not really gonna have a good time. So that's the first thing we already got going. Music is good, though. The music is good. Okay. Oh, wow, she's zooming.
We made it!
So, is the new Saurian just... what does it do? It runs fast. It runs fast and rams things. Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. It seems like the implementation of Saurians at this point is just, what is even the point? People are telling me it runs and destroys rocks. I assume that without this Saurian, you aren't able to destroy the rocks. And I imagine since Verisa is releasing in the same patch, her running can destroy the rocks, right? Verisa's the one that destroys the rocks if you pull the character, and the Saurian is the only other option to destroy the rocks if you don't pull Verisa. Okay, so they did it again. They have to have gotten feedback by now that, like, players don't really like having to use the Saurians to do shit. And, like, it's version 5.5 and they're still fucking doing it. I'm gonna be entirely real here. Shouldn't they have learned by now that Natlan is one of the worst received regions for a fucking reason? I genuinely have to believe that the implementation of the Saurians has to be a big reason why. What I would have loved to have seen instead is like a streamlining of their exploration to like remove the dependency on characters or this dog shit mechanic of Saurians, because people have to be not liking Natlan for a reason. I don't think it's just because the story is bad. It has to be due to the fact that the exploration is a dog shit experience if you don't pull the limited characters. But I guess they're just going all in. Okay. All right, whatever.
We made it! Welcome to the Collective of Plenty.
People are saying that Verisa is female Rover's VA?
Stopping to relax once in a while serves for a stronger resonance with the world.
Nah.
This is a testament to my connection with the world around me, and it's very much my companion now, bearing witness to everything I've experienced on this journey.
The show begins.
Nah, that's not the same. Nah, that's a different VA. Why is she phone it in for Wuwa and then she sounds like good in Genshin? It seems like she's just like phoning it in for Wuthering Waves. And then she did really good in Genshin.
The end has come.
That's what the female one sounds like. And then you got the male one.
The end has come.
You could say it's the voice director, but the male rover just sounds better. And I'm 99% sure they didn't have a different voice director based off the gender. Maybe I'm tripping, but I'm glad that we know what this VA is capable of then, right? I guess we now know what this VA is capable of, and hopefully she'll be able to, like, I mean, let's be real here, right? Have a better performance in the future versions of the Woo-Wah patches. That's what I'm hoping, because she's setting the bar pretty decently high with this one, with the Verisa that we're seeing here. I think she's doing a decent job. Pretty good, actually.
What up, my dudes? The name's Aoife, a vet from the Flower Feather Clan.
Why the fuck is Tan Adventurine in here? This looks like Australian Adventurine. Timu Brandt, budget Adventurine. He just looks like Australian Adventurine. 1,000,000%.
Aoife, a vet from the Flower Feather Clan.
Nothing gets the blood pumping like a contest to see which tribe's the strongest, huh?
Time for a real showdown.
Okay, she's a 4-star, and it looks like she does the rock breaking thing too. So she's just gonna feel like a shitty version of Verisa. Much like how the little midget thing with like the machine that like hops up the walls is just like a shitty version of Jalonen. Kachina, yes, Kachina is a shitty version of Jalonen, and Yansan is gonna be a shitty version of Verisa. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Form first.
I guess all this means is that the rocks are going to be mandatory to progress through the story and progress through the region, or the new addition to the region. And so it's kind of like how if you didn't have Kachina, or like you kind of needed to put in Kachina, I assume, when you were exploring Natlan, and it's like now you're gonna have to put in Janssen. So great. More forced roster slots and exploration. Very cool. Woo.
Start the clock. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I gotta get some food in me.
Atoli! Get ready to feast!
More, please.
This is the Nation of War, right? There's something that they did. There is something that they went through during like conception and development where they kind of just, I think they had some sort of plan for Natlan, and then they actually lost the plot. Because is this a food eating competition? This is food war? A little bit of that Shokugeki no Soma? Is that kind of like what we're doing here? Are they gonna go that far?
Catch me if you...
All right, I guess they just copied the Ling Yang story quest. Yep, they just copied the Ling Yang story quest. Look at these fucking thieves. This is literally actually just the Ling Yang story quest.
can. If you can figure out which way to go, of course. Evil jerk of a mushroom! Let me show you instead. Here goes nothing.
So are we just going back to Sumeru for fun?
Look out below!
This character is is some designer's barely disguised fetish. It's not even barely disguised. This character is just a developer's fetish. 1,000,000%.
Hero incoming! Ultimate flying kick!
She literally kills enemies by striking them so hard with her ass they die. That type of combat style is 1,000% a fetish. Like that's not how people fight ever. Like that's not an actual combat style. What the this looked like the dumbest fucking boss I've ever seen in my Is this a boss? What the fuck is this thing? This looks like one of the worst bosses I've ever seen in the fucking game. What the fuck is this? It's not a boss? Okay. I was about to say. Whoa! Lava! Oh, great. Another area that's gonna be fucking diseased if you don't have Chaska or Mavuika. Great. I just saw 17 different fucking islands with a gap of air in between. Awesome. Another one. Yep. Okay. Yep. Just go fuck yourself if you don't have those characters. They did it again. It literally gets worse as I play more of the trailer. It literally just gets worse. It literally just gets worse. Why is Natlan even the Pyro region? It is clearly the Anemo region. Because if you can't fly, you're fucked. What do you even... How is this the nation of fire? Everything is floating. All of the islands are literally float. How does that happen? There's only one Pyro character in Natlan. You know what? That's actually true. There is actually only one fucking Pyro character in Natlan. Just... I don't understand. Like, thematically, everything in this fucking place seems to be floating. All you need to do is pay $350 to float as well. I see no issues. Absolutely. So it just turns out if you didn't pull Chaska, this just go fuck yourself. Oh boy. They just don't stop. Even this one floats too. Oh my god. Again? This is the third place. Okay, great. Now if you can't fly, you're gonna get burned by lava too. Awesome. I didn't think it could get worse, but it literally got worse. How does
Pray for humans. Is there really some kind of evil power?
The devs just have to be laughing at you. The devs just have to be laughing at you if you pulled Kanish, Ualati, or like Jalonen. The devs just actually have to be laughing at you.
Power inside the sacred flame crystals?
I gotta think this through. What should I do?
It would be great if we could get to the bottom of this, but not every historical mystery can be unraveled.
That's just a chop chop. That's just a chop chop from 2.0. That's just a chop chop made out of stone. I'm terrified of this patch. This patch to me genuinely seems like already that they're taking some of the biggest issues from Natlan and just it seems like they just amplified them giga. I do genuinely wonder what exploration in all of these new additions, the new additional regions are gonna feel like if you actually don't have Chaska and you don't have Mavuika. I wonder how it is going to feel because I imagine it cannot be very good. All right, that's the trailer. As you can all tell from the reaction there, I'm not particularly too stoked about all of the stuff that's going on. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit disappointing. So let's go to 1050 and check out the new area.
This version looks so fun.
No, it doesn't.
That seems to be the vibe of the Collective of Plenty in general.
So true. The Collective of Plenty is the traveler's final stop in their tribal tour of Natlan. The tribe is located near the great volcano of Tolan, which has been looming in the distance since version 5.0.
Wow.
The people of Natlan view the volcano...
You know one thing that's actually good? They didn't get those stupid fucking Adventurers Guild assholes talking the entire live stream. They actually have the playable characters, except I guess Mizuki is now British.
...as a sacred mountain.
Ooh, Sacred Mountain. That sounds a bit cool.
Yeah. So for travelers who have played through the Cinder City
She's Yinlin's VA. Yinlin sounds better.
World Quest, the name might sound familiar. It's the place we were told to take our Saurian companion. So if you're planning to explore the volcano, head to the tribe first and keep going from there.
Whoa, that platform looks like it has bull horns. Kind of like Veressa. Must be one of the main attractions of the tribe. Huh. Did that volcano just erupt?
Yeah, the volcano is dormant most of the time, but if the ground starts to shake, it could be a sign that an eruption is imminent. But if that happens, you can just find somewhere safe and watch the volcanic rain.
The volcano will start exploding, and your main option is to just stop what you're doing so you don't get hit by the eruption. So they added environmental hazards that incentivize you to not explore, because otherwise you will die. Like, just sit still and wait for the danger to subside. You know how I always talk about how the Genshin devs are like looking for ways to artificially increase your playtime? I guess bloated dialogue, no skip button, exceedingly long quest chains, like super long distance to cover, verticality, all that stuff, vertical in the overworld. That wasn't enough. You now have literal raining hellfire down on your fucking face if you dare explore when you're not supposed to in the story. Even the environment is stalling you now. Not just the design of the geography, the literal environmental hazards that there's going to be. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Genshin devs are actually geniuses because they are every single patch, they're finding some way to just fuck the player. Every single patch, they find some different way to like artificially increase the player's retention rate and playtime. And it's kind of impressive. If I'm going to be entirely honest, it's kind of impressive that they do it every single patch. Like I'm disgusted, but impressed at the same time.
It's actually really beautiful. Oh, and you'll probably encounter falling rocks too, but the tribe Saurians can help out.
I'm sorry, it's not even the lava. There's falling rocks too. Great.
Out with that.
Oh, nice.
Like the other tribes, the Collective of Plenty is home to a unique kind of Saurian, the Tatankasaur. The little ones may look cute and innocent, but don't be fooled. Adult Tatankasaurs are powerful creatures. They can smash rocks and other objects by sprinting at them. Striking something with their horns triggers their fighting spirit, enabling them to perform a second sprint, which is faster, more powerful, and allows them to briefly dash across water or liquid phlogiston.
So, like, did they decide that Mualani wasn't strong enough? Wait, so Veressa can run on water as well, right? Veressa is also able to run on water. That's true. They even power crept their Natlan. They power crept their own exploration already? What the fuck? These devs have outdone themselves. These devs have literally outdone themselves. This is crazy. They can't keep getting away with this. They actually power crept Mualani? Because Veressa just does the same fucking thing but can break rocks too. Okay, man.
Tatankasaurs are gentle creatures at heart, but when they get serious, their brute strength is nothing to scoff at. Take advantage of the indwelling mechanic during exploration, and no obstacle will be able to stand in your way.
Sweet.
Oh, I should also mention, Veressa has a Tatankasaur companion of her own. Her name is Vanana.
Oh, she even has a little bow on her leg.
Why would you ever fucking use Banana if you have Veressa? She just does the same. You're never gonna use this fucking thing.
What's she doing?
Oh, looks like she's keeping watch over the orchard for Veressa. And speaking of the orchard, let's look at some of Veressa's food favorites.
Okay.
Veressa's family owns the orchard, so it looks like their fresh fruit made the top of the list.
I don't give a shit. She's eating a taco. Great. Let's see what she looks like in gameplay.
Ouch! 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 Headbutt!
What's happening to this game? She's just a ZZZ character, right? Honestly, she's like more gooner than some of the characters in ZZZ.
Ooh, I'm just gonna hit all the enemies with my fat ass and then injure myself. And then proceed to stroke my ass because it got hurt.
Like, what? What? Huh? How about just don't hit enemies with your ass in the like, maybe kick them. Or like, punch them. But her main arsenal is booty slams. Okay, she does do a kick. Okay, so she does a titty slam too. Yep, okay. That's literally booba first. That is literally booba first. Like, you can't tell me that's anything except that. That's the first part that's making contact.
Oh my god, the heart effects. She even falls down? That's so adorable.
Yeah, I don't think adorable is what most people are thinking when they see this character. Gonna be real here. And the heart effects too. Okay, let me just thematically think about what her character is. She's a wrestler. She's like a wrestler luchador that turns on a mask and becomes like a freak. She eats a lot, really likes eating, and then she has heart effects whenever she hits things. Like, thematically, what is going on with this? Like, thematically, what is going on with this character? Like, adorable Rey Mysterio luchador and then competitive eater at the... I mean, somebody was just... Is this like somebody's ex-wife? Like, is this just somebody... Is this like a dev's ex-wife, like, put into the game? Like, what is going... What the fuck is this?
Without the mask, Veressa's movements can be a bit uncoordinated, awkward, and clumsy. But once she has the mask on, her demeanor does a complete 180.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
this
no
girl's
more
got
hearts.
wrestling skills.
Definitely. But the core of her kit is actually her plunging attack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of different, right? Veressa uses the momentum of her charged attack to leap into the air and then plunge toward her enemies. After unleashing her elemental skill, tapping her normal attack will allow her to quickly perform a charged attack and then attack with greater speed.
Yeah, this is just booty slamming gameplay.
Wow. She seems a lot more lithe, and her moves seem more forceful.
Forceful is right. Veressa gains Night Soul points by hitting enemies with her plunging attack. When her Night Soul points reach maximum level through this method, Veressa can enter a special state and consume Night Soul points to unleash an even stronger plunging attack.
And so, to charge up my Night Soul points, I do plunging attacks. And as I continue doing plunging attacks and charge up my Night Soul points, once they reach their maximum Night Soul points, I can take my plunging attacks and make them do even more damage.
Incredible game. Incredible kit design.
So this must be the hero state you mentioned before, when she wears the mask and channels her idol. Wow, yeah, her moves definitely look so much more confident now.
That's for sure.
Woohoo.
The combination of her elemental skill, charged attack, and plunging attack is where her kit really shines. Plus, when in this state, for a brief period of time after performing a plunging attack, Veressa can unleash a special elemental burst.
Oh, I get it. So the on-screen indicator around her signals when you can unleash it.
Yep, and during her normal elemental burst, Veressa dons her mask, enters her special combat state, and unleashes a powerful flying kick against her enemies.
Whew,
I will
that's
say
a
though,
strong-
she does have
Veressa
some...
dons her mask, enters her special flying
She actually has
kick
like
against
pretty
her-
cool effects. I do like the whole like comic book look. I think it's like a unique look. I feel like everything like surrounding like her visual effects, not like the character itself, is actually kind of cool. Like this whole like vibe that we have going on.
flying kick against
Like this part over here, like the effects over here. It looks like it belongs in a fighting game, but it's also not really like Genshin. It's more like ZZZ. It's a weird vibe for Genshin, but it does look cool.
against her enemies.
Whew, that's a strong kick.
Of course, adventuring isn't all about combat. Like the Saurians of her tribe, Veressa is good at sprinting, jumping, and smashing through obstacles in her way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that leg spinning animation when she sprints is just so cute.
Yeah, plus, if she encounters an obstacle on the
Sonic
road,
speed.
she can just leap right over it.
Yeah.
Man, I bet it's gonna be so much fun to just go from Veressa leaping into Mavawika's motorcycle flying into Chaska gaining 17,000 pieces of elevation, and then just cycling through your entire team, because, yep. I bet the new region's really gonna like this.
She jumps pretty high.
Veressa's a great fighter when she needs to be, but she doesn't do too well in a competition setting. She's afraid of hurting other people.
Ah, okay, so she's all raw power and no control, huh? I bet Yansan could help with that. Veressa's one of her students, right?
Yes, and Yansan's ancient name means power, so if anyone can teach Veressa about wielding immense strength, It's her.
Oh, speaking of Yansan, it seems like our travel guide has some information about her.
Okay, we don't give a shit about her. All right, so the new 5-star does look like somebody's repressed fantasy. It honestly seems like this is like a fetish that they've had ever since they saw WWE as like a 7-year-old kid, and now this was like their opportunity to bring it to life. So I'm glad that somebody's childhood dream has been realized on the Genshin dev team. But yeah, what in the fuck is this character? All right. Let's move on. Let's go. Let's take a look at what else is in the patch. I do believe the QOL features is the big one. All right, let's check out the QOL.
Woo! Let's jump.
Wait. We made a video on this already. Maybe there's something we were missing.
Right into some system optimizations. First, the Sanctifying Elixir, which travelers can use to generate artifacts, now has a guarantee.
Ooh, what kind of guarantee?
So starting in 5.5, for artifacts defined with Sanctifying Elixir, as you raise them to maximum level, at least 2 substat enhancements along the way are guaranteed to be applied to your targeted substats.
Insane!
Hopefully, this improves the leveling experience.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it'll be easier to get the artifact you're aiming for. This next...
Actually rigged. Actually fucking rigged. Yeah, okay, buddy. Yeah, I bet this is gonna be the only artifact that ever looks like this. Yep. Yep, look at that shit. Nah, man. Nah, brother. Nah, brother. Nah. That's an actual dev account right there. That is an actual dev account right there. Nah, your roles are not fucking looking like that. Your roles are not going to fucking look like that. Let's be entirely real here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a jabate.
This next update should also be useful. In version 5.5, the treasure compass will now be able to detect more treasure locations.
Why didn't they put this in the other notes? What? Wait. They put that they're putting a search function in the fucking mail, but they didn't mention that they're buffing the treasure compass so that it isn't dog shit. They prioritized a search feature in the mail. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Including the new kind of Munitus in the Collective of Plenty region.
Oh, nice. So that should make it easier to farm those Primo gems.
Exactly. Plus, in addition to the boss tracking update we mentioned earlier, there will also be updates to the mail system, so be sure to check out the developers' discussion for further details.
And...
Oh, they knew it was dog shit too. Guys, they knew it was dog shit as well. They didn't even mention it. I guess the devs did listen. They knew those changes were so fucking bad. They were just like, don't even talk about it during the live stream. It is not worth talking about live. Hey, I guess the devs did in fact listen there.
And we also have a piece of out-of-game news to share. So Genshin Impact is teaming up with Seagate to release an external SSD.
What?
Let's take a closer look at the collab.
What? Nobody cares. All right, I'm really excited to see which other characters are going to have echoes.
I'm really excited for the updates to the permanent content, particularly the echoes. I think that looks awesome.
Definitely.
Do they have to be called echoes? Echoes are a new walking graphic. Okay, so there's a special effect when you walk. Nobody cares about that shit. So with that, I gotta say, this entire Genshin patch, it's definitely better than what is in 5.4. I'm glad we got to skip all of the unnecessary yapping, though I do have to say the unnecessary yapping probably is a lot better in this broadcast compared to some of the prior ones, primarily due to the fact that, well, you know, there's actual fucking VAs and characters talking about the patch instead of some random Adventurers Guild bozos. So I guess that's a W right there. But I do have to say, from the version trailer that we saw in all the new regions, and of course the new obstacles that only she and I guess the 4-star Ding Dong Yansan will be able to deal with, and you know, of course, the environment literally increasing your playtime because it will incentivize you not to explore, as raining death and falling boulders prevent you, you know, from doing what you want to do. It's a worrying thing for Natlan. 1,000,000% to just see this region be dominated by environmental challenges and hazards that are just incredibly annoying to conquer unless you're willing to go ahead and basically pull the new characters. I really thought that this was something that they were going to slow down on after the negative feedback that Natlan has received as a whole, specifically after version 5.3, but it just seems like it's getting even worse. Like they did even more stuff. The devs just refuse to listen when it comes to exploration quality of life being locked behind limited banners. And I guess as long as the community stays in this sense of just like complete cope, like they keep on saying that these are enough, that having to like wait for like their little floggish, like flugy, like I don't know, smack, whatever it is, right? Having to wait for that resource and then like find where these things spawn and then like take control of them and then have to like ram something, miss, and then activate the super ramming mode to like get it all done. It's just like there's so much clunkiness, there's added like friction into even making this entire process work, and the player base is just eating it all up because they're just like,
well, the Saurians are free. The Saurians are free and they're part of the region. So it doesn't matter if the limited characters are you know, simple or better to use. You can just use the Saurians instead.
and it's just like, okay, like you're technically correct, but you're also just being so stupid at the same time. So I mean, it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. I was hoping that there wouldn't be as much predatory stuff going on in this patch, but it seems like Natlan really is the region of pull the limited 5 stars, or like genuinely just go fuck yourself in the exploration. What are you gonna do here without Chaska or Mavuika? Like what are you gonna do here? Let me know what you all think. Peace.